Hello. Today I will explain how the films Ghost in the Shell and Bladerunner redefine what it means to be human. These two films were chosen because of their similar themes surrounding advanced technology and what it means to be alive or human. Additionally, the main characters have similar storylines in their movies. Both Rick Deckard and Motoko Kusanagi are tasked with hunting down rogue AI. In Blade Runner, this is a group of highly advanced robots called replicants. In Ghost in the Shell, this is a highly advanced AI called the Puppet Master. On their journeys, they question what it means to be human for themselves and for these AIs who are fighting for survival. By the climax of these films, the characters reach conclusions surrounding the integration of higher technology within the human label. I will explain how these characters reached these conclusions and explain how it affects the meaning of being human. First, I will discuss and examine Ghost in the Shell so we can develop a psychological and philosophical understanding of the question and answer to what it means to be human. Throughout the film, Motoko Kusanagi suffers from an existential crisis when she questions what part of her is still human when she has replaced her body and mind with mechanical parts. She especially questions whether she still has a soul or ghost, as it's formally called within the film. According to the chapter titled Doll Parts, Technology and Body in Ghost in the Shell of the book Anime From Akira to Princess Mononoke, written by Suzanne J. Napier, Kusanagi wants to escape the physical, be it technological or organic, to fuse with a non-material world where her ghost can roam free. When Kusanagi finally meets the Puppet Master, it offers her a chance to fuse together and exist beyond the physical world. Although this can be seen as making Kusanagi less human, I argue that this makes her more human. While the ending of the movie in the existential quest Kusanagi undergoes can elude viewers towards believing Kusanagi is trying to escape her humanity, I argue that she is fighting for her humanity. According to the book, the Puppet Master offers her the opportunity to combine her ghosts with his into a more satisfying form of identity and a new version of life. The life she finds herself in is limiting her identity as she finds herself split between part organic human, her ghost, and part cyborg, her body and mind. She can free herself from this struggle of identity by fusing her ghost with the Puppet Master's AI, becoming completely cyborgian with no trace of human organics. However, this doesn't make her less human, it instead turns her into a different kind of human. The new version of life that she develops is a rebirth into a cyborgian life while she still retains her personality, memories, and identity. While Ghost in the Shell was used to describe the psychology and philosophy of being human, Blade Runner helps define humanity through physical and emotional means. Throughout the film, Deckard is tasked with hunting down rogue replicants who look, act, and sound like humans. The only way to tell whether they are human or not is through tests of empathy and emotion, as replicants are supposedly unable to express either of those. However, as we observe the replicants, we are exposed to various examples that prove this logic incorrect. We see one replicant, Rachel, undergo an existential crisis when she learns that she is a replicant herself, with implanted memory. Another replicant expresses deep sorrow when their partner is killed. The rogue replicant's motive is revealed to be trying to find a way to escape their 4-year program lifespan before their hardware starts failing. The lead replicant, Roy Batty, recites his final words to Deckard.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-house gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
This moment reflects the love for life that these replicants have, and their desire to live is deeply human. This is only half of their reflection of humanity, however, as their physical bodies hold more resemblance. The physical bodies of the replicants in Blade Runner reflect their humanity through their highly similar looks and inner workings. When we see the first replicant get shot, instead of an unnaturally colored liquid leaking from the wound, we instead see blood red. For first-time viewers, this moment at first presents itself as watching a human mistakenly profiled as a replicant being shot. However, shortly later in the scene, we see officers affirming the fact that it was a replicant. This helps the audience empathize with the replicants more, because they are nearly the same as humans physically. The only apparent difference that is ever shown is an orange reflection inside the pupils of the replicant's eyes. This small detail is showcased throughout the film through close-ups to remind the audience that these characters are replicants. However, it doesn't entirely convince the audience that the replicants aren't alive or human, as they still fight for the ability to live beyond their programmed years in bodies that mirror a human body. So, how does everything we talk about redefine humanity? With Ghost in the Shell, the movie shows us examples of using technology as an extension of human identity, or even an isolating agent of identity. Kusanagi uses technology within the movie to solidify a new identity that makes her completely cyborgian, but not any less human due to her pursuit of a new life. This reflects the replicants in Blade Runner, which, in contrast, are already a mechanical creation that has developed the will and desire to live their lives under a human identity. They can express and feel empathy as well as undergo existential questioning of themselves, as we see in Rachel when she discovers she is a replicant. Based on the films we have reviewed and the themes and the concepts they present to their audiences, humanity is something that can be used to identify someone who desires their own identity and ability to live as a human being.